Mega Dragonite is finally here, guys, and as you can tell, I am very excited for this. This is one of my favorite Pokemon, and after months of speculation, it's finally confirmed that it is actually in the game. But this isn't just Dragonite getting a power boost. It might be the beginning of a much deeper shift in both Pokemon lore as well as the competitive meta. We're gonna dive into all those theories today in this video, and how it could even be a fairy dragon type. So, I mean, he's obviously roll the clip from the first movie. This guy has been hinting at this since the beginning of the Pokemon anime franchise. Man, let's see it.
Master, shall I extend an invitation to these trainers as well? As you wish.
Oh. So yes, my man is basically based off the messenger god Hermes, man. I'm just saying, like, it is so cool that they finally did all this. But we have to get into everything that we know so far and what possibly could be Mega Dragonite. So let's get into it. Mega Dragonite appears in the new Pokemon trailer, showing off this glowing white and gold aura. You know, longer wings that's extending from its head where the antenna used to be, and it has a more majestic and streamlined silhouette. And this design is so far from the classic chubby, friendly look. You know, it feels more elevated, almost like celestial. And this change alone has fans theorizing that it's more than just cosmetic. You know, the colors, the glow, and the form all hint towards possibly a new typing. And that's where it starts to really get interesting. Dragonite debuted in Gen 1 as the original, the OG Dragon powerhouse, and the final form of the Dratini line. And over time, it's been overshadowed by, you know, the more flashier dragons like Salamence, Garchomp, and Hydrogen. But despite having multi-scale as its hidden ability and pretty decent stats, it's struggling competitively in the most recent generations. So why all of a sudden we get the Mega Dragonite? Maybe it's due to Pokemon Champions being released later on, and with him most likely going to be in the game as well, they have to, like I said, keep up with the later generations, and giving him that shiny new Mega is definitely going to make him more viable in competitive play. And we're going to get to how viable he potentially will be when all of the stats and everything for him like officially drop. But the biggest theory floating around right now, and I've been saying this since we were seeing like the leaked fake pictures and everything of it, the fake mod, and I was like, yeah, there's no way he's just a regular drag. Like, he has to get some new typing, and the fairy dragon fits so well. We already have that with Mega Altaria, and I believe those will be the only two dragon fairy Pokemon in existence, like in the whole game. I don't think that we'll get another one within this generation or the next one. But I am starting to get off topic. I will start ranting. But the design, like itself, it's divine glow. You know, the way the wings kind of form a style of like halo, or like it's embracing, or like trying to give a hug out to someone. You know, like all of this points, you know, heavily towards that fairy type energy, and there's no way it's going to drop the whole dragon typing fully. So giving it that, you know, fairy typing alongside one other Pokemon, when this is the literal OG pseudo legendary dragon Pokemon, it feels like it could work so well. You know, Altaria has the defensive stats and everything, like basically the tank. But with Dragonite, you get the speed, you get the, you know, the attack power, and then if it does get this fairy typing, it could possibly get a gain in its special attack. So man, like this would definitely shake up the meta for sure. And we got to get all this. Like I literally feel like I keep getting like sidetracked by this because, like I said, this is my favorite dragon Pokemon like of all time. Like Charizard is like my favorite fire type, but oh my gosh, Dragonite has been like, that's childhood memories, man. So I apologize if it feels like it's a little bit all over the place, but this is very exciting to me. But seriously, this is big for Dragonite if he actually becomes a fairy dragon, because that gives him the resistances to bug, fighting, dark, dragon, fairy. It takes away his rock weakness. but it also gives him, it takes away his immunity to ground. So it kind of balances out in a way that doesn't make him just outright OP, because between Altaria and Dragonite, the scarier one obviously is going to be Dragonite, and that's what leads us into speculation for what its potential moves it could be. Like, it may be getting a new signature ability and or signature move, and it would be very crazy to see like something that would significantly improve his meta capabilities or his competitive capabilities. Just like Rayquaza's Dragon Ascent, this could be something that is similar to that, but in a fairy typing. It could give us some type of physical attack, because the only other moves that is similar to that Dragonite knows would be Draco Meteor, which is a special attack. So this could definitely give him a nuke of a move, but utilizing its fairy typing and then diving into its attack stat versus its special attack stat. And maybe it does something like boost its speed after use, and that would like fit so perfectly into the design. Like, after you use this move, your speed goes up, but maybe it's like a hyper beam to where he has to recharge afterwards. That way it doesn't just feel broken to just continuously spam that move. But that, or it could similarly work like a close combat, where it could drop its attack stat versus just its special attack stat. Or it could even get some new type of ability. Even though they're saying that abilities might not be in the game, I feel like that would be a missed opportunity for the Megas. I feel like the Megas, if anything, should have some type of ability, that a quirk in the game that allows them to, it's not just like some power boost, some regular like stat boost. Like, it has to feel more competitive. It has to feel a little bit more real with the stakes once you see a Pokemon Mega Evolve. And Dragonite, or even if this does get an ability for future games, or even Pokemon Champions, like, I could see him receiving an ability that negates entry hazards on switch in, or it could even boost Fairy type moves or even Dragon type moves while it's in the match, and that would be crazy for not only doubles but even singles, when you want to bring him in as like a sweeper or a pivot, and you don't have to worry about stones being dug, stealth rock, spikes, poison spikes. You won't have to worry about any of that because he gets rid of it. So I don't think, is there a move that gets rid of, or an ability that gets rid of entry hazards? I know there's an ability that gets rid of uh like field, like terrain effects and everything, and one that gets rid of weather, but I don't think we have one that gets rid of entry hazards. It's so, drop it down in the comments. I normally am very good at like researching and looking this stuff up if I don't know it, but yeah, I believe he'll be the only one with that ability. And if so, that could definitely, even if he just had that ability, like, that alone would make it so much more viable for use in those high tier competitive formats, because Dragonites be getting cooked with them stealth rocks. I'm not gonna lie. And in Pokemon Z-A, the story seems to be focused on mystery solving, urban reconstruction, and the Mega Evolution's resurgence. So how does Dragonite really fit into this story, if he even does? Perhaps he is some type of symbol of harmony, or maybe he is like the first Mega Pokemon that could like bridge that gap that we'll, I guess, get to see within the story. Or like I said, this could just be just some fan service to give us, a very good, very great pseudo legendary again in Dragonite, and also just to even out the playing field in how strong Mega Pokemon can actually be. So, what do you guys think? Will the Mega Dragonite be a fairy dragon? You know, is he? Well, obviously he's inspired by Hermes. He's been inspired by Hermes since the first fucking movie. But let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss another one. And if you want to see any of the gameplays of my Pokemon, I have another series going on right now, if you haven't noticed. where I put some of the greatest Pokemon trainer icons of the anime through this grueling ace tournament, because my god, there's only been one person who's actually won the whole tournament. Well, one person's team. So if you want to know who that is, just check out the videos I have on the channel. And as always, I appreciate all the love and everything and support you guys have been giving me. Until the next time, Rico out.